floor.
Life is like a little battery. It runs off a chemical reaction. If that rocky mantle is hot, then, like black smokers on the ocean floors of the Earth, there could be the chemistry that powers life just pouring into that ocean from hot locations on that ocean floor. If Europa is an environment where we think there should be life, then it's important to know, is there? Does life get going easily given the right conditions? Or, for that matter, if there's no life in Europa's ocean and the conditions are favorable to life, why not? And how rare, then, is life as we know it on Earth?
We passed T-minus 60.
We're approaching Mach 1.
Every time we send a spacecraft to answer questions, we end up asking more. Clearly, a return to Jupiter is in the stars.
There we go.
In 2003, with fuel and power running low, Galileo's 14-year odyssey was brought to an end. Deliberately, to ensure Europa remained uncontaminated by an out-of-control spacecraft with a load of earthly bacteria.
I was responsible for Galileo's bitter end on purpose. My friends always remind me to say, make sure you tell people it was on purpose. So the idea was to, come into the atmosphere of Jupiter with enough velocity that it would break up and be destroyed, pretty much right away. It's now part of Jupiter.
Meanwhile, back on Earth, our return to Jupiter is being planned. In the construction bays at Lockheed Martin, the Juno spacecraft is taking shape, getting ready for its close encounter later in the decade. And looking ahead, NASA and the European Space Agency are joining forces to send 2 spacecraft, one each, to orbit Ganymede and Europa.
We launched in 2020 and we arrive in 2026.
This essential detailed reconnaissance will set the stage for the ultimate goal of exploring an alien ocean by robot submarine.
Europa is a good place for robots. Why? Number one, it's a heck of a long ways away. Our propulsion systems are not ready for it to deliver people there. And second, the radiation environment on the surface of that moon is dangerous as hell. 5 minutes exposure to an unshielded human and you've received a lethal REM dose. So you don't want to put people on Europa, but we can definitely put robots there. And is there a reason to go? You bet, right? It's a totally unexplored world, and it probably has the highest probability of life off this planet.
One day, we might develop the magnetic field technology necessary to keep a human alive within Jupiter's radiation environment. But in the near future, our exploration will continue by machine.
The robotic program isn't about robots. It's a profoundly human activity that we're just sending pieces of ourselves out there to do these jobs.
Pretty soon you are using the eyes of the spacecraft as your eyes, and you get very attached to your heroic spacecraft, which survives numerous death-defying experiences.
If you listen to people who have been involved in these explorations over the years, they say, oh, that was the year we went by Enceladus, or that's the year we went to Neptune. It's very, very much a personal thing. The difference between being here or being there starts blurring.
To be so familiar with such alien worlds shows how far we've traveled, thanks to Galileo, both the man and the robot. And the voyage continues.
I'd love to visit Io if I could. It's one of my favorite places in the solar system. You would always have Jupiter hanging in the background, huge and multicolored and constantly changing. It would be a pretty amazing place to see.
For a trip to study the weather of Jupiter, I'd get down in the atmosphere where the lightning is being formed, and I'd just look out the window and enjoy the flashes.
Europa kind of has it all. I'd love to be able to poke around down there in Europa's ocean. Might there really be life down there? It's probably not something I'll know in my lifetime, but we'll set the stage for the next generation of explorers to find out.
However we reach across the ocean of space, the kingdom of Jupiter has a lot to offer a visitor from Earth. It's far out and far away, and tempting us to visit.